Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to a very busy San Diego landings where the Royal Star just came in and unloaded in Point Loma here. We have the men from the Royal Star, Captains Tim and Duke Eckstrom from the Royal Star. We're going to be having a great show talking fishing, yellowtail, and bluefin too. You stay tuned. This is Southern California sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Ford is celebrating our country's 250th anniversary with big savings for you. Employee pricing is back at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. You pay what we pay across the full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. We're here for those who build America, those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay for tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come? If that's who you are, you value what we value, and you should pay what we pay. Now get employee pricing across the Ford lineup. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
If you spend serious time on the water, you already know how fast conditions can change. Glare shifts, light drops, wind kicks up, and when you're fishing all day, your gear has to keep up. That's why Costa built the Pilot House Pro. It's a semi-rimless shield designed to give you a full, unobstructed view of the water with the clarity Costa's known for and the protection serious anglers actually need. Pilot House Pro is Z87.1 plus safety rated, ventilated to fight fog, and built to stay locked in when things get rough. From flying hooks to long hours in the sun, it's made for real conditions, not just the easy parts of the day. If you want eyewear that works as hard as you do on the water, check out the Pilot House Pro at CostaDelMar.com. See what's out there. Safety rated in U.S. only.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. What a great show today is going to be today. I'm pumped. I'm here with Duke. Duke and I have been buds since Duke was a little guy, and I got to watch him fishing, and I'm so proud of him and so proud as a bud, but he and I have yet to do the show together. Duke's a regular on Let's Talk Hookup now, but it's always been on days where I was off or not, and yeah, today's just going to be an awesome show, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah. Good morning, Tim and Duke.
What's up, boys?
Morning.
Morning. Great to have you. The boat just landed.
Yeah, just got in 5:15, an early one today.
Yeah.
Captain Roy Rose had the.
At least the sun was up already.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It
was lighted up.
Nice this time of the year.
Yeah, Captain Roy Rose had command this trip. He put together a beautiful, beautiful catch down along the coast. You know, he kind of bailed out, went looking, and it wasn't the banner Katie bar the door brass band meet the boat, but it's a really nice catch. Beautiful variety. You know, right. I mean, I love that when you can incorporate, you know, a day offshore looking, you connect, you don't. If you don't, go in on the beach and scour it and, you know, compile a catch, a little here, a little there. If throw that variety in there, mixed grade yellowtail. A lot of them are beauties, like 15 to 22 pounders.
Are these offshore yellows?
Yeah, no, those were on the coast. But you got some offshore too on kelps.
Yeah,
cool. So he just, I mean, they cobbled together a beautiful catch. You know, in the end, it added up. And the only day that they really, you know, they missed. They were traveling back up, looking really, really focused that day on in tuna mode. And you know, right now, other than thank God what just happened, you know, the last couple of days, guys, some of that bluefin has reappeared. I mean, that fish, it vanished, man. It wasn't like, oh, it's just down.
And you're going, uh-oh.
Yeah, it went somewhere else. Who knows where the hell it went? But now there's some filtering back in, and let's hope that this is, you know, it's going to build into something that's, you know, going to sustain us for a long time, because it's been almost 2 weeks now where that bluefin seemed like that great big full moon that you remember, the double full, you know, the moon of all moons, that thing. It's like wild. It was an ice pick to the forehead, man.
Do you think that big south swell that stirred things up, pushed stuff up? Or something?
I have found in the past that south swell is good for bluefin.
Yeah,
really? Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's like there's whether it's pure coincidence or not, I don't think so. It's like that actually helps it along. Also, that big, huge southern hemi, all that energy, that's gonna help, change something. It'll bring more warm water up.
Sure.
We all talked about that warm water in April and in May, the yellowfin, the whole thing. That whole thing blew up.
God.
Yeah. Like the coast went back to normal spring conditions. I mean, all the way down to the ridge, it's 62, 63, 64 degree water. Yeah. The whole coast rolled over. So,
but now it's back.
Well, it's coming back now for sure. It seems like things are starting to reform. I mean, there is a huge body of bluefin there was like the northern part that just, who the hell knows where it went again. There was a lot, like the kind of quantity that's enough to sustain the whole fleet and then some for the entire summer. That was way down south, like 400 or 500 miles simultaneous with this fish that was up here. And that fish vanished also at the same time.
What a trip.
They all just gone.
Wow.
500-mile spread. So who knows where the hell that fish is, but it's probably going to make if we go by history, it's going to make its way up here. So, I feel that there's a real strong potential for a big surprise, for this thing to rebound as far as the bluefin goes. And then of course, we're just waiting on pins and needles here for the tropicals to show back up.
Well,
the yellowfin, the Dorado.
It was big news yesterday, national news, local news, everywhere. Big El Nino starting right now.
I watch this stuff
like
super close.
1997 style.
Yeah, I watch it super close. I mean, you look at the trade winds along the equator, which is the number one indicator, and it's backwards for sure, and has been for a while. I mean, all the mechanisms are in place. So, and the fish seem to tell you that. You know what I mean? That yellowfin early, these Dorado that are hanging around. It's like they know
there's something going on.
We've seen this many a time before. There's these early indicators. So
it's pretty exciting.
Oh my God.
Now, last time Duke was in the show, you were a deckhand on the Royal Star. Now you're the captain of the Royal Star, right? Mm-hmm. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. What's it like captaining your own boat there?
I've always said,
and you're a partner, of course, too.
Yeah.
That's all part of it.
There's that.
Yeah, there's that too. You're an owner.
Yeah.
You're an owner.
My mindset never changed really. Coming from being chief engineer of the boat, so you're running all the machinery. Now you're running the boat. It's the same type of mindset. You still have the same amount of give a crap level in a sense,
right,
about what you're doing. But there's definitely more fishing involved. Before it was straight nighttime fishing for me, and then whoever was running, my dad, Gerb or Roy, was driving during the day. So being able to incorporate everything's pretty damn nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got to be a pretty super feeling. How old are you now?
21.
Oh my gosh. 21 years old. He owns one of the epic long range boats, the captaining the long range boats. And your dad's kind of, here, Duke. That's the,
so you grew up in the,
but he's earned it. I'm not saying here, Duke, but it's like, you're kind of slowing down a little bit. He's speeding up and that kind of thing,
I don't know if slowing down is the right word, but I think, and we've talked about this quite a bit, recognizing that the younger generation, the older generation, just you have to make what you have to yield. You have to to create an opportunity. There's countless examples of either boats or companies where the old guard digs in, and what happens? It stagnates. It just stays the same. And maybe the same is good enough. Not good enough for us. Not on Royal Star. And Duke is. I cannot tell you guys how much the boat has evolved in the last 2 years, just because young mind.
Yeah.
They think differently. They think where they incorporate the technology. They just see I know I was the guy. You know what I mean? I was 21 running Royal Polaris.
Right.
In 5 years, I changed more things in 10 years in this industry than anyone could have imagined. I mean, we literally transformed the entire fishery. And I know that this guy and his generation, they're poised to do the same thing, but not with me in the way, not with me, hunkered down on the bridge. No, this is my show. No, it's like, I still want to be on the boat. I still want to run the boat. I'm going to, but at the same time, we're going to make damn sure that he has more and more opportunities. It's just like when I started running Royal Polaris at 21, I ran a trip. It was incredibly successful. And Frank was like, right on. As much as the more success you have, the more opportunity. So it's the same thing with him. He's run 2 trips now. Both of them have been excellent, good fishing, but more importantly, the feedback, the anglers coming off the boat. Awesome. The best thing I heard, Glenn Evans has been fishing with us.
And they were 4-day, right?
4-day and a 2-day.
Yeah,
4-day and a 2-day. Yeah.
The Glenn Evans got off the boat and he
Glenn
pulled,
spent a lot of days on
oh
Royal
yeah,
Star.
and he pulled me aside. He said, I want to tell you something. You know, we had great fishing today. He said it was no different than if you're running the boat or Brian was running the boat. So that, you know, the crew was tight. Everything was tight, professional, exactly what our brand is.
That's awesome, man.
Duke, what's it like running? Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
What's it like running the boat with Roy Rose, Gerby, your dad? I mean, what's that like? Just like, and that crew of seasoned veterans that you have on the deck there too. What's it like?
There's a lot of expectations that need to be met.
Yeah,
That's for sure. But
a lot of pressure.
Not necessarily. I don't treat it as pressure.
Yeah.
You start thinking about pressure, then your mind starts going in other
Right.
places. You just have to be one directional. It's constantly moving forward as
Right.
opposed to trying to stay in the same place, because the guys have the same expectation as I do. So that's why we work so well together. Is we all have the same standards and we all hold each other accountable, whether
Yeah.
that's the guy in the engine room, the guy upstairs, or the guys in on deck.
Yeah,
Everyone's got the same mindset, and we're all holding each other accountable.
that's cool.
This era of bluefin that we're in, you know, a lot of guys had to adapt to fishing at nighttime and in the dark and in the crazy schedule. Like you came up in it, you know.
Mhm.
How has that been like? And obviously you've experienced both. What do you like more? You know, I mean, do you like being in the dark and fishing with the sonar when those things potentially are biting better? Do you like working in the daytime where you can see around what's on you? Like, you know, people had to adapt to it. You grew up with it and through it and have had tremendous success at it.
I like both of them. There's really not a favorite. If anything, if I were going to lean towards something more, it's daytime fishing, because you have the visual aspects, obviously. Whereas night, you're looking at a chart plotter, you're looking at bottom, water temperatures, and a sonar. You have nothing else. You can't go off your eyes besides boats, obviously. But we don't follow boats. At least I don't. We don't.
No,
We go fishing. Yeah.
go fishing. You have all the technology to figure it
but-
out for yourself.
You know, this nighttime fishing, there's so much going into it. It's so technology based, as opposed to the old school ways where you're going based off of water temps. You're looking at birds, flat spots, breezers, whatever there may be in whatever situation you're thrown at. But this whole nighttime thing, it's straight technology. This is why this younger generation is so much better at it, is because we've been born into this technology and how it all works and what we can benefit off of certain things. Tweaking with your sonar, doing different things, different settings. I mean, these guys all say it like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing way too much with the machines." But
That's cool.
it works, and a lot of us do that now, where we're doing a lot more things than you usually would with a sonar, where it's just preset and you just listen.
Let me give you guys a great analogy. So these kids, Duke's in this category, obviously, with the sonar. It's like you or I going into the store and you see my phone doesn't work and the kids just
exactly. And we're just going,
500
what?
functions. It's like that thing is
Yeah.
a massive supercomputer, and I use it to send texts. You know, it's like beyond that, there's almost nothing there. But these guys, it's the guy in the store, man. They're like tweaking on a sonar, and it's just like, I didn't even know that thing did that. Like, what the hell? What is that? What's that
What
function?
is that thing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can. There's
a lot.
so many adjustments on that again, I mean, it's just you know, like we used it the way we used it because it worked, and we're probably capturing 10 or 15% of that thing's potential, where these guys have unlocked 60-80% of its potential, and there's still more.
I've always heard that too, like with those sonars, that there's like settings within the settings.
There
Like
is.
you could tell somebody like, oh, I run my, I'm at this angle and this thing, but that doesn't really mean anything, because on the internal, if you change this, and this, then the external is completely different to that, and that. So
That's
like
right.
the
100%.
setting doesn't mean, you could tell somebody like, I do this, but it doesn't matter, because you've got it tweaked exactly to how you want it to run.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you can adjust the frequency, the transmit frequency. You can adjust the audio frequency for so it changes pitch on certain targets, certain density of targets. I mean, there's these little micro adjustments again,
That's wild.
where I mean, we were just messing with it and sitting at the dock, and I can see not only like every single individual piling on the main piers,
way.
dude, like perfectly. I can see the ones that have
Wild.
more
Because
muscles.
it's now dialed more in.
Yeah, I can see the ones that have more
No.
muscles on them.
Yep.
Get
Yes.
outta here.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you can't believe it.
That's
Wow.
impressive.
You pull up to one of these kelps, it's like, Oh, this one has 6 yellowtail on it. You see it like bam, bam, there they are.
Wow.
Like it's got 6.
Yeah, let's catch them.
Seriously.
Let's catch them all.
Yeah. Oh, there's the
Cool.
blue perch. There's the yellowtail. There's a turtle over here. There's
Wow.
crazy.
So
Wahoo
cool.
fishing at the rocks, you can pick out the individual wahoo, just go troll.
No
It's like
kidding.
cheating. Yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. So for the for our regular audience that are listening to us on our Let's Talk Hookup app, watching us on Facebook, YouTube Live, but we have a lot of people that are maybe were listening to the Padre game on the fan yesterday, and they're jumping in their car going to the golf course or other sporting event this morning. What's the Royal Star? What do you do? Describe the boat and what kind of stuff you do.
So Royal Star, 95 foot overall. It's a custom sport fisher designed to accommodate up to 24 anglers. Our loads are between 16 and 24. There's 12 individual staterooms accommodating 2 individuals each. And the amenities are just, they're beautiful. It's not the Queen Elizabeth II, but for a fishing
Pretty
boat,
darn nice.
yeah, you're not,
Super
they're
comfortable
appointed
bunks.
beautifully. Yeah, the
Yeah.
galley's appointed beautifully. It's super
Well,
comfortable.
I can tell you this: the food's better than the Queen Elizabeth.
Well, it could be on occasion for
Yeah.
sure. I think that the old East Coast term, a head boat, or you think of a cattle boat.
Right.
We're the farthest thing from that description you can
Yes.
imagine. It doesn't even, we're literally in a different universe than that. We focus on an experience that features, yes, incredible fishing. We get off the beaten track. We have the range to access fisheries that are generally inaccessible to a local boat, something that has a range of a couple hundred miles. We've got long distance range. We can make trips up to 15, 17, 20 days in the wintertime, which we do, completely self-sufficient. And then the catch, we take, beautiful care of your catch. Everything belongs to the individual angler. If they catch a yellowtail, a tuna, we take care of that fish. We'll spike it, we bleed it, we store it in refrigerated salt water. We staple a tag on that fish to identify it as belonging to the angler who caught it. And then when we return, that catch belongs to them. It's a huge part of our fishery.
Yeah.
The fact that you can return to this beautiful fresh seafood, you're going out there having a great time, accessing these incredible fisheries, having a vacation among like-minded folks, and you return with this beautiful product to share with friends and family.
And you take it to Fisherman's Processing.
I would hope
and
so.
they do this unbelievable job to create a product in your freezer or your refrigerator that is beyond anything you can purchase anywhere, no matter how fresh.
Yeah.
By far.
The processor that meets the boat, they pick up the catch and they custom fillet it to whatever your specifications are. 1 pound packages. We have a smoking option. We have a canning. There's a full suite of options for anglers, especially on those longer trips where you've got, you can accumulate quite a quantity of fish, 400, 500, 600 pounds. So there's a bunch of options to again, process the catch, to store it properly in the freezer, bag everything, vacuum pack in 5 mil bags. Yeah. And there's other products, like I said, the smoke, the jerky. That way you can enjoy that product for the rest of the year, share it with family and friends. It's a super cool thing to do. It's
an amazing experience.
Yeah, it's really different.
If you've never done it, you're sitting there listening to the radio. It's like, I don't fish much, or I'm not. This is something you can walk right into and learn so much. You can it's like going from elementary school to college, but there's no studying needed.
Yeah,
it's like you'll be there and you'll know what you're doing because the guys like Duke and Tim are on the boat.
Yeah, and I know that anglers in the past, I've fielded questions like this many a times at the shows and seminars. Somebody has an aversion to going on a long range boat because they're a novice angler. It's like, these guys are all experts and pros. I don't want to fit. I don't want to get in the way. It's not like that at all.
At all.
No. I mean, the crew, number one. I mean, what we enjoy most is developing anglers' skills, and that's what our job is, to help you catch fish, rig your gear. But the anglers on board, and you guys know this, I can't think of a more welcoming group of people on any given trip.
It'll help you.
Yeah, if you say, "Hey, it's my first trip," you're going to have more help than you know what to do.
You have more tackle thrown at you.
That's there's going to be guys
here. Try this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's such a welcoming thing, and you're right. Like the passengers that have been there before are usually the first ones just throwing things at the guy. Like say welcoming aboard. Your boat has always been that way. It's never been a cliquish thing where these 4 guys that ride the boat all the time get all the attention from the crew and that's it, and everybody's on the outside. It's quite the contrary.
Yeah, many a time I've seen it where it's the angler's first trip, and maybe we have a stop or two. They haven't hooked one yet. And here's, whoever it may be, he's been on 10 trips before and he hooks one. He's like, hey, here you go. He hadn't even caught one yet. He's like, oh, here, catch this one. I want to see you do it. And get you, prime the pump,
Right.
get it flowing.
Yeah.
Generally,
it's a cool experience. And if you've never been on a long range boat, this Royal Star is such a perfect boat to go on because you guys are so custom for everybody. Only 24 anglers max.
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 Yeah.
Sometimes 18.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, I think the trip we're leaving on today has 16.
16.
That seems to be the trend now.
So the trip today, 16 people, how many days?
3 days.
It's a 3 day.
3 day. Wow.
Yeah.
And so where are you going to go fish?
West.
Okay. And
West
what are you going to
Duke,
target?
you didn't take a lot of time thinking about that answer.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you running the boat today?
Roy is. I'll be driving
Roy
tonight.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
but you're on the boat.
Yeah. I'll be
After
driving
the
tonight.
show, you're back down there. You have the boots on. You're ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So going west, you're going to target what?
Any fish that bites.
Okay.
Whether that's yellowtail and kelps, bluefin during the day, night, rockfish, halibut, sea bass,
Everything.
whatever.
3 days.
That's cool.
Nice weather window.
Especially with
Oh
condition
my
right now,
gosh.
we haven't had really good biting fish for the last couple of weeks. So anything that you can get an opportunity on, you're going to take advantage of that. So
For sure.
I feel so bad for those poor bluefins these next couple of days.
Yeah.
It was a
we're
great,
all hungry. Yeah.
beautiful grade of fish that popped back up. Thank God, like you said, Tim, and it's great size. But man, like there's a lot of people that are ready to take some aggression out on those
I
poor
had
things.
Here's a perfect example too of the bluefin character. So I was a few trips back. It was actually the first trip Duke ran. The fish were hitting, man. So these guys went full bore on them the first night. Next trip got in a couple of guys. I don't know, maybe they were sleeping or whatever. I don't know why we had to go so hard on the first night. We had 3 days. I was like, dude, you know how many times we've caught them good that night and then never seen another fish
Yeah.
the rest of the trip. It's like you don't take your foot off the gas.
No.
man.
Here's
Those
your
things
example.
show the whites of their eyes, man.
Yep.
You make them pay
Yep.
dearly.
Well, that's good to hear, man. We got a great show. The fish are biting. We're in the studio with a couple of great buds, some great fishing to go over today. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning, give us a call at 833-288-0973. We are standing by at the FAM this morning to take your phone calls. Again, 833-288-0973 is how you do it. Or you can send us a text. The text the show option, so popular now on Let's Talk Hookup. Only way to do that is through the Let's Talk Hookup app. You should totally have that one on the phone if you don't already. It's an easy way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup. You can catch all the archive shows if you miss a killer little tackle, a tidbit from Duke later on today and you want to go back and revisit it. All available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. And it's the only way you can text in your questions today. When you do, make sure you include your contact info. Just a name and a phone number is all we need along with your text question in case you win the big prize. And man, Pete put together a really cool prize at the end of today's show. And this is going to be eligible to either a caller or a texter. The way that goes down is we have a prize coin that Duke will flip at the end of the show, and that'll designate whether the winner comes from the caller or the texter side. Today, one lucky person is going to win an AFTCO gear hauling package. So this includes a 35-liter AFTCO boat bag, and you're going to get the medium-sized reel bag, which is a really nice new product from AFTCO.
Yeah.
It's like a two-tiered system. Like
Really
it's a
nice.
small bag that holds a bunch of reels, 8 reels at minimum, or they'll have like extra dividers. You can break it up again if you're it's a killer reel bag. And that boat bag also nice. So really cool package thanks to AFTCO. We're
Yeah,
pumped on that for
sure.
sure. Well, as you can hear, a great show coming your way. Again, if you want to get through, it's 833-288-0973. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. You stay tuned. It's Southern California's sport fishing voice. It is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
In Southern California, saltwater fishing demands gear that performs when the pressure's on. That's why anglers from Santa Barbara to San Diego trust Maxima Fishing Line. Whether you're fishing inshore structure, running offshore for tuna, or targeting yellowtail in the kelp, Maxima has a line built for the way you fish. From the legendary Ultra Green to high-performance Tuna Blue, virtually invisible clear, and big game leaders with unparalleled shock resistance. Engineered for strength, built for abrasion resistance. Designed to help you stay connected when the fish of the day makes its move. Because in saltwater fishing, confidence matters. At the knot, at the hook, and at the rail. So before your next trip out of Long Beach, Dana Point, or San Diego, make sure your reels are loaded with Maxima. Available now at local tackle shops throughout Southern California. Learn more at MaximaFishingLine.com. Maxima Fishing Line. Best by test.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. All our open party trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hey anglers, AFCO Pro Captain Ben Florentino of Coastal Charters here. As a full-time guide, I'm on the water all year long. It's my livelihood. Having the right clothing is of the utmost importance to staying warm, dry, cool, and comfortable to endure whatever the Pacific wants to throw at me. Thankfully, I'm equipped with AFCO clothing to keep me dialed season after season. Do yourself a favor and check out AFCO's award-winning gear at a dealer near you, or learn more at AFCO.com.
This is shaping up to be a fantastic fishing year. Hi, this is Ben, and you'll see me at my dad's shop, Dana Landing in Mission Bay. Doesn't matter if you're out there on a kayak, on your boat, or headed out on a sport boat. Dana Landing has everything you need. We call it the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. Our tackle shop is certainly one of the best for saltwater anglers. And if you are looking for freshwater tackle, nothing beats East County Bait and Tackle, where you will get the best tackle and knowledge on your way to the lake. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle is amazing too, with great stock of both fresh and saltwater tackle. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, 94 to Broadway in Lemon Grove. And Dana Landing is next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay. Doesn't matter if you're out there on a kayak, on your boat, or headed out on a sport boat. Dana Landing has everything you need. Check danalanding.com for more details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, what a great show about to go down. Again, if you want to get your chance to talk to the boys, 833-288-0973 is how you make it happen.
All right, well, let's jump into the phones. You want to get through, have a chance to win that fantastic AFCO package, 833-288-0973. Kyle is standing by at the fan.
John in San Diego is going to get us rolling here on the phones this morning. John, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, guys. You commented on some of the innovations you put together on the Royal Star, and I'm wondering if you have a feeling or an inclination on what's going to be the next big breakthrough or innovation.
I can answer that.
Do it.
I think we've actually been working with a company that is flying drones to find the fish both during the day and night for us. So what that means is we'll send a drone out from the top deck, and that drone will go out up to 10 miles and be able to search for at least 2 hours. So they'll be able to generate AI, which is what we're working on right now, programming it and getting all the information. So that thing will fly out automatically and put it in our chart plotter where there's a kelp, where there's a spotted yellowtail, a spotted bluefin, day or night, spotted yellowfin tuna. So it's going to generate all this information by us bringing them out, obviously, and then finding things. But yeah, it's going to be able to identify.
Day or night thing.
Yeah. It's going to be able to identify the species of the fish, how much fish is there, and where exactly that fish is going and what direction it's moving. So, I mean, you think about that at nighttime where we're driving around for 2 hours wondering where the fish went, it's going to be able to search that area, no problem. So
how soon is this technology going to be implemented?
It's new. We brought the guys out for one trip, so he's just getting a feeling of their new product and their drone. So it's going to take a little bit, but I mean, you think about how much it's going to help us.
Yeah, it's got to learn. It's got to you got to get it out so some real time so it can actually identify this, that, and then it learns. But then beyond that, I mean, you think about the impact of that. So you're sitting here in your school, and okay, this thing's drying up, and you got your drone out there hunting, and again, it's relaying information. It's already loaded. On your plotter. It's like, there's
loads automatically into your
there's a kelp over there. There's one that's 6 miles over here. Because it identifies, based on the whatever the signature, the color profile, however the hell thing works,
What a trip
see the
that
school
would be.
birds. I mean, dude.
Yeah, to have your next moves
Mapped out.
ready to go. Like when you're done, instead of going back into search mode, you go into, okay, well, what's our best of all these good moves now?
Right.
That would be
That's
I mean,
amazing.
the
That'd be
time
cool.
savings, the whole thing. You can very easily
That would be
grasp
cool.
the
Sure.
the significance of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Roy in Lakeside has a good question. Good morning, gentlemen. Fun show this morning. Captain Tim, if you had a choice, and what style freezer you would go with, stand-up or chest freezer? Looking to purchase a bigger freezer as soon as it seems positive, negative attributes. What do you think?
Well, that I can't say I was prepared for that question, but that's
but it's
I mean,
something
thinking
to do.
about it,
Since you own
yeah, I mean,
the
it's a
processing
great
company,
question.
it's a great question.
It's a great question. I like the stand-up freezer because you have more stuff accessible in racks that you can open it and see it. I have a chest freezer in my garage, not one of the big ones, one of the half-size one, and I will freely admit it. There's crap that's on the bottom of that thing that's been there for 3 years now. I just dug through it the other day and then like guiltily, like cut open a couple of bags were all freezer burned of whatever the hell it was. But anyway, I like the idea of that stand-up because you can see it.
Totally.
Stuff just doesn't get buried and forgotten.
But one difference, because I have one of each. So I have a chest freezer and a stand-up freezer. The stand-up freezer is great. Open it, see what's going on there. But when you open it, all that
avalanche.
Sure.
It's an avalanche of cold that leaves, and then it takes rebooting. In the chest freezer, when you open it, there's not much that's going to escape.
Sure.
So,
I mean, I guess that would be. I mean, if you were to leave it open
more
for a long
efficiency.
time, but it's like a freezer at your house. I mean, if you open it, it's open for 30 seconds. or a
that's
minute.
true. Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to thaw anything out.
And you're not pulling any more heat out of that product.
Yeah,
Whatever
that's right.
it is, it's already cold.
Yeah, I like the idea of that
But that
stand-up
stand-up
freezer. I
is
got to
nice.
admit, I mean, the chest freezer is going to hold a lot, but you just have to be diligent about rotating what's in there.
Yeah,
The other
like,
thing-
we leave the A product in the chest freezer, leave the B product, or the A product in the stand-up freezer, the B product in the chest freezer,
funny.
just because we're more accessible on that one. Yeah.
I was going to say too, it seems to be a much lesser of an issue now that Fisherman's processing. I think it's all 5 mil bags for the most part now. But when it wasn't that, when you're digging, because that was a problem. We have a chest freezer also, and when you're like rummaging around trying to get to the bottom row, and you're throwing bags over here, like the more you mess with that stuff when it is in the freezer, the more likely you were to puncture a bag or pop a seal or whatever those things might have been. Doesn't really seem to be much of a problem anymore with the 5 mil bags. But in the old days, we would do that for sure because exactly like you said, that we'd have something that was on the bottom row. Like I know there's another steak down here somewhere, and you're digging around, and we would tend to have more like pop seals from rummaging through the stuff.
Very good point.
Those 5 mil bags are
What a
bulletproof.
game changer!
They are
Totally.
They're
amazing.
bulletproof, man. And it's funny. And I've only mentioned, one of the other. I got some product from one of the other boats, and they had a couple bluefin, and they gave me a piece, and it was like the bag that was in it was like a sandwich baggie by comparison.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, seriously, it felt
The
that
difference between
thin.
3 and 5
Yeah,
is huge.
it might even have been 2. I mean, it was super. I was blown away. I was like, wow, man.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
And not one of the Ziploc ones.
Yeah.
One of the
I know
ones that
exactly what
fold
you're talking
over.
about.
Yeah, and it makes I mean, if you're going to use it right away, keeping it fresh,
No difference.
no difference. But if you're going to put it in the freezer, which I think 98% of anglers do, it's just
Right.
You put your stuff in the freezer, use it at a later date. That 5 mil is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just there is no alternative.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
All right.
Hey, let's. I certainly do. It says, "Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. Royal Star is my absolute favorite boat in the fleet. I still remember fishing on the boat in the late '90s and early 2000s at San Benedicto and Socorro. I was curious, Tim, what are some of the other unique destinations that the Royal Star has been to on your 12-day and longer trips?
I think that the best destinations now, between the offshore thing, but there's so many little haunts and rocks along the coast, little nooks and stuff that we incorporate into our voyages at every opportunity. The Baja coastline, we are so fortunate. I could really go off on a tangent how fortunate we are to have access to these beautiful places, these beautiful fisheries, productive fisheries in northern Baja and southern Baja. We're the most blessed fishery in the world, and I really believe that. The coastal destinations are just stunning. The beauty of it and the remoteness of it. You just can't believe that in 2026 you can drive for 20 miles along and not even see a soul, not even a sign of a soul. You know what I mean? No, nothing on the beach, no structures, no nothing. I mean, and there's just like hundreds of miles of coast that that's what the features are. So there's a lot of little places where we've had the opportunity to go in and make some cool discoveries, little nooks that, we keep those under our belt.
That's cool.
And we don't miss the opportunity to do that, especially, when we make a good catch on the outside, we got a bunch of fish on the boat. Hey, let's go exploring. Let's go look at, some scenery, find some cool stuff on the inside. And the flip side, even if we don't find it, if there's nothing to do on the outside, it's lame, we're getting banged around, whatever. Let's go in on the coast. Let's check things out. So there's a lot of coastline. I mean, a lot that just offers beautiful scenery and some cool fishing opportunities that have expanded even in the last few years. They've really expanded our range, so to speak, as to what we know is available down there.
What's the right length of trip to get to experience something like that? How long of a trip do you need where you have the time where you get to go do some cruising or get to mix in some coastal fishing with your offshore fishing?
7 days.
Yeah, certainly the longer trips are better for that. But 7 days, that said, I mean, they were just on a 4-day, and that's what they did. Sure. We were on a 4-day last year. We went on the coastal run. It's like, it was kind of lame offshore, whatever the hell. Let's go down the coast and freelance.
And what kind of stuff did you catch?
God, yellowtail, a bunch of yellowtail, but you mix in, there's always a white
bass,
sea bass in there.
Black sea bass.
There's some black sea bass. And then there's that other variety, just,
halibut.
And I know, it's not like the feature of a long range trip, but at the same time, we all know, I love fishing.
Cool,
it's cool when you drop down and get a bite. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, there's bonita, there's barracuda, there's big old whitefish, there's jumbo calico bass.
I've yet to be on a trip
sheephead.
with Tim where we did make a tour in to catch a calico bass somewhere for lunchtime.
Or a sheephead.
Yeah.
That is the signature of a successful long range trip. You have to catch at least one. I mean, unless you're fishing offshore, we can make an exception. But if you're anywhere on the coast, the long range trip is not complete.
Better be one
without at least one goat.
What's your favorite destination, Duke?
I don't have one.
No?
I just like fishing all over. It's just so cool because there's so many little things that you can incorporate in every single place that you go to.
Yeah.
There's small areas like Aleos Rocks where it's in the middle of nowhere and you got 3 giant rocks sticking out. That's pretty damn cool.
That's a cool spot.
Once again, the coastal scenery, you can go along that entire coast and there's a bunch of little things that you can do. I really don't have one. I don't like when it's dark and raining and lame out offshore. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I have such a great, it reminds me, it's such a great tale. This happened last year. So we're doing exactly that. We already had some pretty good fishing, and we just, hey, let's go on the coast and just run the beach. Yeah. Let's run the beach. I won't say where, but we were way down there. We're running the beach, and there's just birds and bait everywhere. I mean, it looked like the bottom, the fathom meter. There was just bait absolutely everywhere. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. We tried a couple drifts. I think we had a halibut. We got some soupy shark or some damn thing. And I mean, the entire ocean erupted with like 20 to 30 pound yellowtail. Like,
yeah.
And we were in like 20 feet of water.
You've
seen this before with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where we're way in there tight.
I know.
And I mean, dude, it's like a mile of fishes. Holy shit. Everybody's got the water. I mean, and it lasted for like 15 minutes. Like the entire ocean erupted. I don't know, we got 15 or 20, whatever the hell it was, and just it was gone. What a epic surprise.
Wow,
beautiful sunlight overhead, grease calm.
Oh my God.
Birds chirping. Dude,
wow.
Epic.
I can close my eyes and picture exactly what Tim was referencing. I got to do exactly that. We did a trip on the inside somewhere, and it was the best yellowtail you could ever imagine.
Nobody there.
No one. Remember, we had 250 pounders.
I remember
we were in like 25 feet of water. Yeah, like 3-4 fathoms.
That's pretty cool. Well, hey, 833-288-0973. Let's jump into the phone.
Mike in Torrance is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Mike, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you very much, Ricky and Pete and Tim. It was a pleasure to fish with you when you were younger, and it's going to be awesome to watch Duke grow up and see the innovations that he pushes forward for the fleet. I can't believe how fortunate we are to have all these locations to fish. I want to give Fred Klingshaw a plug. I went bass fishing with him, and what a great guy. He's on the water every day, and he'll take people fishing if you're into it. But he put me on the biggest bass of my life recently, and I just love it.
That's awesome.
Looking forward to doing a few 3-day trips coming up in the near future, and what a great season we have in front of us. We're blessed for sure.
Amen.
You guys have a great day.
That's cool.
Thank you.
So we've done a lot of Jake Clinshaw talking, who's Brandon Hayward's partner at Bite, but but his dad is like one of the most successful freshwater bass guys up that way. So comes from good stock. Well, that's cool, Mike. Congratulations on your big one. That's awesome to hear. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got more of your phone calls. We got catch reports and a whole lot more with the Eckstrom boys. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at Fine Tackle Dealers.
Every boater wants reliability and peace of mind on the water, and that's exactly what Towboat US San Diego provides. As part of the largest on-water towing fleet in the nation, Towboat US San Diego is ready to respond when you need them. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. As a member, you get free towing, free fuel delivery, free jump starts, and many more services. Now is a great time to sign up for a Boat US membership, as they are celebrating their 60th anniversary by giving away a 21-foot Grady white boat, plus lots of other prizes. Entry is free. Sign up at boatus.com. Let's face it, when you're out on the water, things happen fast, and Towboat US San Diego can help you get home safe. Their fleet of boats and professional captains are standing by ready to lend you a hand when you need it. Membership is inexpensive and is certainly a must-have for any boat owner. Check BoatUS.com for details and sign up for the Grady White Boat Giveaway, which ends June 15th. Towboat US San Diego, your friend on the water.
Whether you're on the lake, on the river, or on the bay, when you hop on board for a day on the water, make sure everyone's on board with wearing a life jacket. Life jackets save lives. Get on board. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check Gamakatsu.com.
Do you know why 1 million customers visited Summit Gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel, great service, and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love fishermen, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents, too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches, made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline. Lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, man. Having a great time here this morning. Lots of fun in the show. If you want to get through and join us, 833-288-0973 is how you do it.
So many great texts this morning, and one from John in Whittier says, "Good morning, gentlemen. I always enjoy the Royal Star crew is on. I have a question about fish processing. If the boat arrives in the early evening and we're getting a catch process, is it same day or next day?"
It'll be next day for sure.
Yeah.
So now this year, I know Mrs. Eckstrom Merrily she's adapted. She's open now to picking up. The guys are open up to picking up some of that afternoon, nighttime arrival, but you have to prearrange it. Has to be for a group. You know, they're generally
minimum 5 is what she said.
Yeah, I think that's right. So they'll come down and pick it up. Just make the arrangement, and then it's not going to get filleted that night. So they'll fillet it first thing in the morning. Crew shows up generally like 4:30 or 5, and they'll bang it out, and it'll be ready for pickup. You know, that's the first fish that they fillet.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing don't sleep on. You know, we talked about how huge fisherman's processing is from a long range trip, but Doug went to the Coronado Islands and came back with a couple of really nice yellowtail yesterday. Kept them on the kill bag on ice. As they say, a great way to do it: keep your fish on ice for 24 hours. Drove it to Merrily in the morning, and then before then on his way home, picked up perfect fillet, perfect everything. It's certainly very, very easy if you're on a private boat. Also, especially those kill bags nowadays. There's just nothing to it. Load the fish in the back of your truck, throw them on ice, drop it off on your way to work, pick it back up on the way home, and you've got that perfect fisherman's processing product.
Yeah, it's that easy. Even if the bag is loaded, I've picked I'll just go out there with a forklift and just slide it. We bring the bag right in, pull it out. So there's the angler, you don't have to do anything.
We sell
to schlep fish, any of that. We got it.
We sell a new kill bag now that literally has forklift lifting straps on it.
What? Is that the deck
yeah.
one?
Yeah. I mean, it's got straps for the.
Those are the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, I used a crane for that.
Yeah,
thing.
totally. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Those things are great.
So when you think about, you got a couple of big ones and you got a couple 100 pounds of ice in there. Just don't worry about it. Leave it in there. We'll take care of it.
Exactly.
That's cool.
For sure. Hey, Scott Sherman's on the line. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Hope
Good.
all is well.
Good.
Hey, got a question for your guest here. On those long trips down the beach, kind of have me intrigued. Are sea lions down there a problem like they are up here? Once you get past all the people and that kind of thing, do they still key on the boat?
They can.
Some places they do, but not generally not along the coast.
They're not as well trained down there. As
No, and you might get one jerk that comes and steals a couple fish, but it's not. You don't get swarmed like at the islands where you're just doomed and have to leave. No, there's that doesn't happen down there along the coast. Nowhere that I've fished have we just been run out.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I was wondering. That might be an advantage of those longer trips down the coast.
Oh, it's nice not to have to deal with them.
So you sent me pictures this morning, Sherman, your successful Coronado Islands trip. Did you have a little issue over there?
We had just a little bit, but we were lucky. Kind of got away from the crowd and found a good spot of fish. So most of the stuff we got was without any sea lions around. They all stayed with the crowd,
Nice. You caught some good fish. It's biting, huh?
It was a pretty epic day. I mean, crashing on the surface twice. I had a slow troll bait mauled by calico. Wanted to change it out real quick, and I'm skipping the bait across the surface as fast as I can. And right next to the boat, yellowtail blows up on it and just starts screaming drag.
I love
just
that.
a fun day.
I can always
good day all the way around.
I can always tell when the islands are biting because almost the entire staff at the tackle store was gone this week. Of just everybody.
Yeah, there must have been one or two other boats there, huh?
On I guess it would have been Wednesday. It was RC, Brandon, Ray, Doug's grandson, Xander. I mean, I think like 7 of our 10 guys were all there, all at the islands, all catching them. The next 2 days, like the few guys that had to stay and work, the skeleton crew that was left over, they were all there the next day.
Yeah.
Like it's been some very fun fishing at the Coronado Islands lately.
Yeah.
Well, we saw all of them out there on Wednesday.
Oh, and that's something, right? Hey, Sherm, well, great going. And thanks for the input. And always nice to hear from you. Appreciate the call.
It's like
all right, thank you guys.
It's like a big wave of those yellowtail came. Like there was almost no sign, and then all of a sudden the kelps, like every kelp had and it's that same grade of fish that
nice
12 to 25 pounds or some smaller, but there was like a 60-mile line box where every kelp had a little bit, or most of the kelps had a little, and it marched, and then a day later, Coronado Islands.
That's so cool.
They showed up.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like this just big wave of them showed up and moved. I'm surprised they're not already catching them at Clemente and Catalina because it's definitely pushing.
Yeah, they're there.
Let's go there. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, we're going to hear from Mark Wisher soon.
They showed up.
Low down. Oh,
yeah. I mean, you could just see it happening. It's like, oh, here it is.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
And then now the bluefin are back, and so
some.
Yeah, let's hope this is the just the tip of the iceberg, if you will, because that big body of fish that went up north, who the hell knows if they kept on going and they're up there lounging off Half Moon Bay but I was saying, there's that giant body of fish down south that, stands to reason they're going to show up here. I mean, it's along the way.
Are you seeing warmer water, Duke, on the way up, or not yet?
It's the same. It's the same water. It's very generic this year. It's anywhere from 65.5 to 67.5. Some spots you see some 68, 69 degree water, but it's very generic. There's no proper edges. We've all been saying it's too good of water everywhere. There's not like a specific area where you're like, oh yeah, the fish is there. Everything looks the same. You got perfect clarity. There's no green areas. So that's also been a difficulty for us too, because everywhere looks good. So the fleet can't just go to one certain place and say, yep, that's where the fish is going to be. You can look at 1,050-meter pictures and keep on saying to yourself, yep, that's where the fish is going to be. But it's not, because it's the same as the rest of the entire ocean.
Yeah.
For at least where we've been fishing. And you think about this fleet and how much water we've covered, it's ridiculous. I mean, we went our last, what was that, 2-3 days ago? We went through that 29-117. We went offshore and we looked for an entire day, 4 guys in binoculars. We didn't find a leaf of kelp, a bird, a fish, like nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
We took a flyer. I mean, you got to go looking sometimes.
Yeah, very good water.
I love doing, and boy, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but there's days then you do that where there they are.
I mean, that's
right?
how you find them. But we got red bud on that one. Bad.
It was ridiculous.
16 hours.
16 hours.
And never saw so much as a blade of grass.
No, how is that even possible?
I don't know.
Right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Right?
50 miles inside of Guadalupe, basically, we started from 50 miles northeast to 50 miles southeast and in 20 miles and back up the entire
That doesn't even seem
day.
possible.
Yeah, we saw like 2 or 3 different spots of tuna. At the end of the day, whatever the hell they were, we'll never know because we didn't catch them, but they didn't bite either.
Was this before the big swell?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe the big swell dislodged a lot of kelp and there's more.
Well, I mean, the next day is when that yellowtail or that day rather, there was started to be a sign of that yellowtail, and these kelps are local. Like that day while we were down there, so we hauled ass back up and made something of it the next day, and then fortunately, you gotta love this fishing. You gotta love how it works out. Like the bluefin disappear, and I know. It's not like it's Katie bar the door, wallop and catches all those yellowtail, but at least there's an alternative.
100%.
The bluefin fly, the coop, you can drive around with confidence that you can at least stop and fish and you have some opportunities.
We're so fortunate here to have species that are so much fun to catch.
Yeah.
Especially yellowtail.
And
yellowtail is my number one on my list.
Yeah, I love those things.
You made the mention multiple times. It's not like these were 3-pounders either. I mean, it was really it was the alternative, and the alternative was really nice. It was a nice grade yellowtail.
There's like 4 or 5 like 30 to 40 pounders on these kelps. Like they're good ones.
That's awesome.
We've seen that a lot here. These last 5-6 years has been a lot of that like 15 to 25 pound grade on kelps. Thank God.
Yeah,
we'll take it. Robert in Canyon Country is up next here on Let's Talk Hookup. Robert, thanks for joining us on the phones.
Hey guys, got a shout out for Boat US. Went out with a friend last week. Got about 15 miles offshore and the engine died. Everybody just kind of looked at each other. We wrenched on it for a little while. No hope. Stressful situation until you get Boat US on the line. 3 minutes later, we're talking to the boat tow. Guy tells us he'll be there in 90 minutes. Stress level goes to 0. Fired up the barbecue, made one for the towboat guy, and had a nice lunch on our way back. So
Rob will be happy to hear that. Rob and his crew over at Towboat US San Diego, they do such a great job. Yeah. And
never want to call them, but sure glad when you do.
Have that card. Well, that's good. Good story, and glad it end all's well that ended well. Robert, thanks a lot for the call this morning. You have a great text.
I thought so, and it was for the boys here. It says it's from Darren and Menifee. Good morning, Pete, Tim, and good morning, Pete and the Eckstrom boys. I know the tuna have been off a little bit. Great to hear that there's been some biting fish the last couple of nights, but so far in the season, I was hoping you could each give me your favorite recommendation of a nighttime bluefin jig. Also, I want to know what each of your favorite dinner is that's served on the Royal Star.
I'll take the dinner part. You take the jig part.
Yeah. Good call.
All right.
Jig?
What is it,
what's
dude?
the story?
What's the night jig?
As far as night jigs, I always recommend that everyone has 2 setups for nighttime, not 1, 2. And the reason being, these last few years, we've seen such a mixed grade of fish. You could hit a school of 20 to 30 pound fish. And then your next school, you run into a school where they're 180 to 250 pounders, which we've experienced multiple times already this year. And you don't want to be underprepared for them. But it's a 100-pound minimum setup. You have a 200-pound bite leader just below the 100-pound mono or spec or whatever you're tying to. And I don't fish anything over a 350-gram jig. So if it's a rip roller 400 or 500 gram, I tell everyone to leave those in their box, because the problem with those jigs is there's such a giant surface area on it. They have trouble finding the hooks on it. So, if that fish grabs midway through the jig, they're not biting any hooks. And especially if you're fishing treble hooks or inline 7691s, you're not going to get as many bites that land on that jig. So I like a KB 250, SK 250, any type of tungsten jig, a 180 to 300, but nothing over 350 grams.
There it is. When we come back, well, I want to find out what that favorite dinner of Tim is. Yeah. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming here. Another full hour going to be on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. We're signing off for the fan now, but we got another full hour coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live.
In Southern California, saltwater fishing demands gear that performs when the pressure's on. That's why anglers from Santa Barbara to San Diego trust Maxima Fishing Line. Whether you're fishing inshore structure, running offshore for tuna, or targeting yellowtail in the kelp, Maxima has a line built for the way you fish. From the legendary Ultra Green to high-performance Tuna Blue, virtually invisible clear, and big game leaders with unparalleled shock resistance. Engineered for strength, built for abrasion resistance. Designed to help you stay connected when the fish of the day makes its move. Because in saltwater fishing, confidence matters. At the knot, at the hook, and at the rail. So before your next trip out of Long Beach, Dana Point, or San Diego, make sure your reels are loaded with Maxima. Available now at local tackle shops throughout Southern California. Learn more at MaximaFishingLine.com. Maxima Fishing Line. Best by test.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka with the best captains, deluxe accommodations, gourmet food, world-class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included for one amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher Charters, and most go back again and again. You have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodges, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Adding a fish finder to my fishing kayak completely changed the way I fish. I'm Logan from Fastlane Kayaks, and I've been fishing from a Hobie kayak for over 4 years now. For about half that time, I was fishing without a fish finder. And trust me, it's called fishing blind for a reason. But don't just take my word for it. Here at Fastlane Kayaks, we've been installing and using fish finders on Hobie kayaks for over 25 years. Over all that time, we've done our fair share of trial and error to find the best mounts and methods for rigging a kayak. So instead of trying to learn 25 years of experience through endless YouTube videos, just drop your kayak off at Fastlane. Every Fastlane install is clean, user-friendly, and built to last in real saltwater conditions. One way we do that is by housing all the fuses and electrical connections inside a small waterproof case. Keeps everything protected, organized, and easy to access. Whether you're looking to add a fish finder, install a motor, or upgrade into a brand new fishing kayak, come by Fastlane Sailing and Kayaking in Mission Bay, or give us a call at 619-222-0766.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Searcher Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from a day and a half to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live. Pete Gray here along with Rock Cod Rick Mexa. We have the Eckstroms, Captains Tim and Captain Duke here from the Royal Star, talking fishing and just having a great time and giving away a fantastic prize.
Dude, you're not kidding, man. If you didn't catch the beginning of the show, how about this? For one lucky caller or texter at the end of the show, somebody's going to get a full AFCO, Pete's calling it the gear hauling package, and that's exactly what it is. It's a 35-liter AFCO boat bag, as well as one of their killer reel bags. It's the medium-sized reel bag. I really, really like them. They're just, they're perfect. Somebody's going to be very stoked with a great package from AFCO. Again, if you want to get through, it's going to be a fun morning. And the only way to do it here in the second hour is through the text. It's only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app, which is a free download if you don't have it already. And it's the only way to keep in touch with what's going on during the week. And it's how you send in your text questions. Make sure you include your phone number as well as your question. And you might have in that great AFCO package for yourself.
I love that AFCO stuff. It's just like they're all their new boat bags, the little small bag, the little white bags,
totally,
and the dry bag like we're giving away today, the 35-liter boat bag dry bag. They're fantastic.
Nothing better.
They're really great. Yeah, and a lot of variety in sizes. Carry so much gear.
They're real, their real bags too are my favorite. Like they designed them with like a guy going on a long range boat in mind. So it holds a bunch of reels, and it's a stacked system. So like the zipper unfolds in the middle and it opens up like a Pac-Man mouth, and all your reels are in there. But when you're on the boat and it's unzipped, the whole thing slides perfectly flat, so you can slide it under your bunk, so it's not in the way. It's just like they put a lot of thought into building that for a guy going on a long-range trip.
Yeah.
And I ran a perfect prize to have with the boys from the best long-range boat around in here this morning.
No doubt, for sure. Well, let's find out what's biting.
You got it, man. Today it's time for the Catchport sponsored by Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. This is the place to fill up your car, your truck, or more importantly, your boat with the lowest in gas and diesel prices. Do you know Summit's also the best place to get ice and snacks for your trip? Over 40 snacks for just 89 cents, as well as sandwiches, salads, frozen bait too. Ice is nearly half the price of other places at only $3.99 for a 25-pound bag. And you get 100 pounds of ice for free with a 35-gallon fill. And it's got the best car wash in town at only $6. Summit Gasoline is free ice for our Let's Talk Hookup listeners, and always the lowest in gas prices at the San Diego Sports Arena. We got him, the man. Captain Mark Wish is on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mark.
Hey, Ricky, Pete, Tim, Duke. And Duke, congratulations on all your recent accomplishments, man. It's just, I'm so happy for you. It's just incredible.
Thank you.
And so, guys, like I mentioned last week, we would likely have a lot to report this week, and that has turned out to be true. There is so much going on and so many different areas. So let's hit just a few of the highlights. Up north there, a break in the weather and a bit more squid. It really primed the pump on that sea bass bite. Definitely got them a little motivated. Couple areas there, but mainly it's on the lee side of Santa Cruz in that Blue Banks, Willows sector like that. They've had some pretty good fishing and some nice ones. Nothing new at San Nicolas, just lots of cods like normal. Santa Barbara Island, still biting, sea bass and yellows both. Still some squid to be had on the front side there, but man, it's combat fishing. You got to fight through the seals. It's just incredible, the seal issue up there at SPI, but there is plenty of bait. At Catalina, here's where we've seen a major uptick in the bite here this past week. But before I get to that, I got to throw out a little shout out to Fish Dope member Jordan Khalil and his crew. They responded to a mayday here a couple 3 days back of a boat sinking out on the Farnsworth Bank, and they rescued the 3 guys before the boat went down. So nice going, guys. Appreciate that. Now on the bank, there's been some really good yellowtail fishing. You know, it's tough fishing because it's pinnacles, and there's only a few really good spots. And then if you're, you know, kind of the second row back, you might hook some fish, but you know, mostly it's closer to the shallows there where you lose a lot of what you hook there. So it's tough fishing, but there are some big ones for sure. But the biggest news is the better squid fishing. We got off of that big moon, and conditions responded just about everywhere, it seems like. Backside middle is still the main zone there above Ben Wesson. And more importantly, along with the improved squid fishing, there is improved sea bass fishing. One of our customers left the dock yesterday at 4:30 p.m., and I got a picture before 9 o'clock last night of a gecko of sea bass. This is not fair. But congratulations, guys. They are starting to bite quite a bit, and we haven't seen much fish on the bait here, so this is kind of new. Dark of the Moon is definitely prime time for them sea bass. And then offshore, like you guys have been talking, those tuna fish, I mean, that fish is just incredible. So, you know, I do a little fish map that we put up on our website, Pacific Edge Tackle, and I just did the map yesterday. And right in between the east end of Clemente and Cortez is where I wrote BFT ... MIA, referencing the fact that the bluefin had been gone for 2 weeks. And lo and behold, they show up almost exactly right where I'd written that on the map.
Wow.
The guys had some decent fishing here last night, and hopefully those bluefin get the memo to quit fooling around and just stay there and bite. They had nice, great fish last night, decent weather, and hopefully they kind of get with the program and quit wandering around. That 2 weeks was just traumatizing for so many people that they just evaporated the way they did. And man, there's just so much more going on between that incredible yellowtail fishing at the Coronados. Some of the kelps are, you know, scattered all up and down the coast, have been holding, including some of them with quite a bit of fish. There's even a little bit of yellowtail starting to show up on a horseshoe with occasional sea bass. And along Palos Verdes, the water's been clean, warm. And up in the bay there, Santa Monica Bay, there's been some sign of that bigger sea bass. So just overall, everything is just looking good. We got good moon, good tides, nice weather, and biting fish. It's time to go fishing, guys.
No kidding. Fishdope.com. Boy, Danny and the boys have been on it, telling you where to go, what to do. $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now, or lowercase, no space. Hookup Now is your $30 code. And Mark, how do we find you?
Well, Pete, we're in Huntington Beach on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger. And the phone number at the store is 714-840-4262. The website's pacificedgetackle.com. And man, there's no telling what we're going to be talking about next week because conditions are really changing fast.
Boy, so, yeah, it's summer, right? Yeah. It's feeling like summer. Definitely.
It feels like summer. Yeah. You know, and then just reading all that El Nino hype, I mean, but when you look behind the lines, away from all the smoke and mirrors and all the scientific stuff that they're studying, it really looks like we've got a good one coming. So there's no telling what we're going to be faced
We're
with.
ready.
Here
Bring it.
later on this
Yeah, no
season.
doubt.
Bring it. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that very much. And we'll talk to you next week.
You got it. We'll see you guys.
See you, Mark. All right. We're going to remind you that Kitchport sponsored by, we've been talking about all morning, Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get the absolute premier processing experience. Check out that great, easier, much easier and more streamlined online system to book your processing. Make your reservations before your long-range trip. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest in customer service. You can stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com. We say it all the time. Make sure the second you're done making your reservation for your long-range trip, the very next phone call or stroke with the keyboard is a reservation at Fisherman's Processing.
No doubt. Yeah,
It's a good call.
Yeah, yeah. You have a great text.
I do, but I was just, part of Mark's report just made me think, and, we get so wrapped up, especially having Tim and Duke on here talking long range and all that great yellowtail that's down the beach, all the great tuna fishing. Have you seen under the radar how good that half day fishing has been? I saw the dolphin yesterday. I mean, those guys have fantastic local conditions. There's really nice anchovy at the receiver right now, and they are crushing on the half-day trips right now. I mean, lots and lots of legal bass to go along with a couple hundred on the release and all the variety. They had sea bass the other day. There's barracuda and bonita on the beach, little bits here and there. Like, the half-day fishing is fantastic right now. It's so easy to get wrapped up into big yellows and all the big tuna that happen on the Star. But man, the dolphin has been crushing the last few days.
And I'm
it's
sure
really
the boats
cool.
out of Seaforth too. If
I'm
Marcos
sure.
would have done his job and called, we would know that.
He's too busy booking
I
reservations.
think that's right. I think that's what it is.
So good.
Yeah, fishing's that good.
I heard from Chris Carpal the other day on they ran a twilight trip on the Sea Watch. So in addition to a bunch of big bass, they had a big yellow, they had a big halibut, and he's been doing those local 3/4 day trips. It's just been good. Like, the local fishing this year has been fantastic. It's just easy to forget how good it is when you're talking tuna and yellows, but there's some really good local bass fishing going on right now.
Go fishing right now.
Yeah,
Totally.
totally.
Beautiful week of weather, and summer comes this week, I believe, right?
Yeah.
21st,
Yeah,
right?
You could feel it, like, especially yesterday morning. I don't know if you guys felt it when you woke, if there's like more humidity and they had to get kind of like summer softness, like all of a sudden. Just,
Here it is.
Warm in the morning, no
I got
sweatshirt.
back from Montana last night. We landed about 6:30, and I stepped off the plane. It's like, oh, it's summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big difference.
Yeah,
Man. It was
I'm
like,
telling
we
you.
got in the house last night, and it's hot. I opened all the windows. I had to keep the windows.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
Here we go.
Big change.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
it's happening. It's on for
Love
sure.
that.
Is it summer in Montana yet?
It's getting there, but
Okay.
it was pretty much winter. I was up there for a couple weeks, and it was pretty much winter the whole time.
Okay.
It was, but in fact, Greg Stotesbury and I did a trip up into the mountains Monday, and it was okay. I mean, it was 50s, 50-ish, something like that, like high of 60, 65. Beautiful hiking weather. We did some awesome hikes, Molly and I, and stuff like that. But Greg and I went up and float tubed. Well, I was on the inflatable kayak. Greg was on the float tube. Got into the mountains at like 6,500 foot elevation, and the water was sub 40.
Oh.
And Greg had his
That's great
legs in
float
there.
tubing
He had,
weather.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good. I was happy on the kayak, but it was beautiful up there.
That's cool.
But I underdressed so much. And that's the thing you learn about when you're in Montana. Never bring it all. Just bring all your clothes, because you never know how cold it's going to be.
That's
so
fun.
yeah, but summer is I'll bet this week is looking like summer up there. Yeah.
It's time. All right. Well, I had a great text come through. It says, always great to hear Tim and Duke on the show. It's my understanding that Royal Star, American Angler, and Polaris Supreme, and he says in quotations, all great boats, have the same or similar hull design. I was wondering if Tim could provide any history or comment to the similarities and differences between those great boats. And that's from DJ in San Diego.
Lots of differences.
Yeah, the shell is the same, like just the outer dimensions
hull.
of the hull. That's it, and that's where the similarities end. Royal Star in particular is built completely different. It was built by Ted Dunn in a boatyard adjacent, pool boats, and the internal construction on Royal Star. We have the deck on Royal Star is 18 inches taller. So,
interesting.
So there's more freeboard, and as a result, there's much greater tank capacity, both as far as the fish holes. Not that makes any difference anymore, but the fuel capacity of Royal Star is a lot greater. And there's a couple different pieces of the integral construction of Royal Star that really set it apart. Number one, Royal Star is built with all of the framing and longitudinals. It's all extruded T-bar. And if you know the difference, most of these boats are built with angle iron, and angle iron, the tensile strength of T-bar is much greater weld surface. So Royal Star is like the battle wagon.
Stout.
You know how those aluminum boats, how they wobble when you fall off? So Royal Star doesn't wobble. It'll shudder a little bit, but I mean, it's rock solid. And then the tankage, in particular, Royal Star is the only boat down here that features a stabilizing tank. The center fuel tank is set up to where there's big crossovers. I could go into detail, but the main tank, there's big crossovers. There's divided on the center line, so it stabilizes through free surface. When the boat rolls, the fuel that's in the tank, when it's at about half capacity, all flows to the downhill side, so it slows your counter roll. It doesn't. The boat doesn't stop rolling in
Sure.
10-foot seas. It's not like that, but it slows the counter roll where we never build momentum. You know how some boats do that? Whoa,
snapping back and forth.
whoa. It just takes forever. Royal Star goes over once and comes back up, and that's it. might go over a little bit the other way, but it makes a huge,
interesting.
huge
Yeah.
difference.
I never knew that.
We have like I remember back in the day, Greg Tangi worked on the American Angler for like 6 years, and he came out with us on Royal Star. We were running a trip. Back then we were running the islands. We left Cabo, going towards Clarion, and we was northwest wind on the beam going out there, and Greg Tangi was like, he couldn't even believe that it was the same boat. It was just that much of a difference from a guy who'd, spent a long time on one boat versus the other. Now every boat rolls when it's rough, but I mean, it's, again, that little bit of difference makes a huge difference as far as the travel comfort. That's really, those are the way the cabins are set up too. All our 2-man cabins. We have heads downstairs on Royal Star, both forward and aft. Makes a big difference. You got to get up, as we all do, a little older, hit the head a few times a night, whatever. But I mean, it makes a big difference. You can go down the hallway rather than schlep it upstairs. And the galley, the layout of the galley is so much different on Royal Star, as you guys know. It's all open.
Yeah.
There aren't like individual booths where everyone gets compartmentalized. There are 4 tables. We have the one up forward, but the 4 tables are just open galley. The interaction between everybody.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah, it just flows naturally.
You have a fun day of fishing. You're just as much having a conversation with the guy that's on the complete opposite side, and the whole table's involved, and everybody's having a good time. It's the camaraderie.
The banter goes across.
It's the best part.
But that's interesting. So the boats, the basic shell hull was built at the pool boatyard, and then Ted Dunn bought that shell and then finished
it was
it.
They were just built adjacent. So pool, they used some pool labor, but Ted Dunn was the foreman on the Royal Star project. He's the guy, and he's the one who incorporated all these unique features.
I see.
The mechanical side of it, Royal Star is set up much more. Ted Dunn was a commercial fisherman forever, so you go in the engine room on Royal Star, and it's completely different than these other boats. Because
now, is that the same with the Shogun? Did he build the Shogun in the pool?
Yeah. And there's some similarities, like in the refrigeration, but Shogun's a totally different hull,
and different construction.
Exactly. But the mechanically, it was set up very similar, and those features just, it makes a lot of things. Maybe probably best put it's kind of more industrial, but it's also it's set up to where the systems are they make a lot of sense.
They work.
We've done a lot of improvements over the year. It's a different boat than but it's a much better boat. But we had those 3 boats, they're all good boats, of course, but Royal Star is really in a category of its own. There's no other sport boat down here that's like it.
That center tank you're talking about that's running, I'm assuming you can push and pull fuel from one tank into another, and so probably based on whether you decide okay, it's not going to be a great day, so let's put this at the optimal amount. We'll pull some fuel out of it and put it somewhere else, or we could use a little bit extra in here.
About being the guy driving the boat. You have to think about all the weather and how the boat's going to ride, ballasting the boat properly so you don't crack something or break the boat in half. And
you don't want.
We ballast all the time. We got a transfer pump. We move 1,400 gallons an hour, so it's like, oh man, it's going to be rougher than crap. Move 1,000 from the bow. We have 5 tanks on the boat. We move 1,000 from the bow back to the stern, bring the bow up, and your ride goes from boob green water over the top to just floating over them.
Bless you.
There's a lot. There's a lot that goes to ballasting. I mean, that's seamanship, which I tell all the young guys that work with us. It's an opportunity to when they go out with us, it's an opportunity to learn a whole different level of seamanship. It's like those kind of things when you're on a smaller boat, you just don't have to do that.
Totally.
But when you're on a bigger boat, long distance, the boat holds 10,000 gallons of fuel or 9,900.
And that's why you're able to go to faraway places like Clipperton or something like that.
Exactly.
Because you have so much fuel.
Yeah, but there's a lot to that ballasting. This tank has water. This one, put some fuel over here, put some water over here. It's a huge difference.
Of fuel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference as far as the performance of your boat, and again, mitigating the impact of the weather, because that's just part of it.
Put that in perspective. How many fuel trucks, like the ones you see driving down the road?
The double, like the big double, those are usually around 10,000.
The two with
5,000. The great big single, that's you see the variant side, but the great big single is usually around 8,800.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
so
fuel.
It's like one
that
of those
was a cool
tanker
visual. I
trucks
would have
that
never
we
thought that. Yeah, that's something that you can grasp. The double fuel tanker goes into Royal Star to fill
when we purchased fuel, like when we took the boat down to Panama all those years, we always bought trucks. So, you buy a whole truck of fuel. Yeah. Yeah. There's like 3 tanks in there and, oh yeah. I had some great stories about the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Duffy from Long Beach says, Duke, he has a question for Duke. Duke, the guys want to catch true giant yellowtail. What time of year and length of trip would you recommend booking?
Ooh. I would recommend something either in early spring. Springtime is pretty notorious for big yellowtail, whether that's at Aleos Rocks or somewhere along the coast. And in the fall, typically everything bites during the fall. So you have a pretty darn good chance at catching a big yellowtail at that time. Once again, along the coast or one of those nice destinations offshore. So, and yeah, I would probably say an early April trip, April, May, something along those lines, whether it's an 8-day, a 7-day. This year, we really didn't have that much success on that great big yellowtail. The water being so warm down there at Aleos Rocks, there's still an opportunity for wahoo in April. So we really didn't get too much action. And there wasn't a lot of fish at that destination this year. So that was a little bit of a set down. So
what would be considered a big yellowtail to Duke?
Something over 40 pounds.
Over 40.
Yeah.
What's the biggest one you've ever seen?
Oh man, 70s, 80s. I don't know.
What about you, Tim?
Gary got that 80 something
that one
pounder.
Gary Vincent caught. I think it was 86 or 80.
86 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
Derby was the yellowtail king. Remember he got one? Wasn't it like 100 pounds or it was 98 or something? Yeah, he got it at Guadalupe when he was running the 105. I think it was 100 pounder. It's just absolutely massive.
Aleos Rocks definitely has the biggest ones I've seen though.
Yeah.
The most consistent. You catch a lot of 60s, 70s.
Pounder, that's where it's going to happen.
How do you stop an 80-pound yellowtail?
Only if it wants
big
to.
line and heavy drag.
Only if it makes a mistake and goes into deep water. I mean, if it wants to ream you in the rocks, it will.
Yeah, if there's an 88 pounder that's looking at a pentacle that wants to get there, there's not fishing tackle that we have that's going to stop that thing from getting there.
Yeah,
we've got some great big ones down on Morgan Bank too, which was kind of an anomaly. You wouldn't really think at Potato Bank as well, but Morgan Bank a few years back, and we were fishing in December, fishing big tuna. And this big old wad of fish comes on the meter. It's like, Jesus, that looks like yellowtail, man. And somebody hollers back to you, there's a 50 pounder.
Wow, cool.
So we switched gears and started laying it to them. We had like 35 or 40 of them. They were seriously like 40 to 60 pounders, big giant ones, man.
That's rad.
Yeah, I dig that.
It's crazy.
We had another fun text come through. Good morning, guys. I can't wait. I'm going on the 4th of July 8-day on board the Star. I was wondering if Tim or Duke, will either of you guys be on the trip? Super excited. This is going to be my first time potentially seeing Aleos Rocks, and I'm really pumped. Great show. Any thoughts on what we might encounter? That's from Doug and El Cajon.
Let me tell you who else is there.
Oh,
the
Roy
force multiplier. Roy Rose will be on that trip as well.
So Tim, Duke, and
Roy, and I think Matt, and I think Lou, whoever else is going on.
Wow,
Doug, you're about to be stoked.
Yeah,
he's the force multiplier for sure.
What do we
guaranteed
expect?
to have a good time no matter what is happening? I mean, it's like, dude, you're catching like rudder fish, and it's epic, man. I mean, it's like, dude, look at that one, dude.
You got a gold one.
And you're wondering upstairs, like, what is going on back there? Oh, it's rudder fish.
Yeah,
Great.
doesn't matter what.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
the
energy is up, the volume's up, the fun's fact, the meter is just pegged at 24/7. But so as far as what to expect, I mean, dude, the sky's the limit right now. I don't know, but I know there's really good wahoo fishing, on and off at Aleos Rocks, but it's been consistent here the last few rounds of guys that have gone down there. So you hit it on the right day, you can have a shot at that. And then who knows what's going to go on to the tuna fishing down below. There was this big body of fish that vanished down there. There was some yellowfin. There was a lot of bluefin down there, that like 50 to 100 pound grade. So I got to imagine that's going to manifest somewhere along the line in the next couple of weeks. And then the water's going to heat up between the south swell. We're getting into that time of year where that ridge is going to transform too. So
how fast would it transform?
Well, I mean, it can happen overnight. We've seen that plenty of times. Yeah. I mean, literally, we're
tuna fishing this year.
64 in green one day, and the next day it's 72 in blue, and you're catching wahoo. I mean, it happens all the time.
Well, Big Ed from Baldwin Park has kind of similar clay. He says, when conditions change with warm water predictions, how far up the line do you see wahoo traveling?
Well,
I mean, within
I'll-
4-day range, 5-day range.
I'm going to reference that one year. I've never seen anything like it. We haven't since. What is it, 2014 or
2015?
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I was driving through. I was leaving on a 10-day trip in October, and we drove through the middle grounds between Middle Island and North Island, and it was 78-degree blue water. I saw manta ray, humpback whales. I was like, Jesus, we should put the Marauders out. I mean, this is wahoo water. I can't believe. Next day, sure enough, those guys went out there. They had 15 or 20 of them got just destroyed at the Coronado Islands. We were catching them on kelps all the way up off Newport, if I remember right.
Yeah, that was such a fun year.
I mean, there was a lot of wild guys are just getting ruined by those.
There were
things.
days that they were at the islands, not an anomaly,
Yeah.
not one or two. Like there was
Yeah.
packs of them at
Yeah.
the Coronado Islands.
Yeah, just like if you were at Aleos Rocks or if you were, I don't know,
Hurricane
wherever
Bank.
at bank, if you were down there on the ridge, yeah, there were actual like little wolf packs, and there was volume of that wahoo around. So to answer your question, we were catching them at San Clemente Island that year too. Yeah, along the edge of San Clemente Island, there's all that yellowfin tuna in there. So, I mean, there were blue marlin, dorado. If it's one of those kind of years, you could easily see that kind of fishing all the way up into the Southern California Bight for sure.
That was fun.
Maybe
times.
some grouper on that 8-day.
Who knows? Who knows?
It'd be good times. Well, I had another fun text come through. It says, guys, what's happening for the Royal Star family? I've got a question. I'm looking at going solo on a 5 to 8 day trip. My difficulty is my schedule's very tight and hard for me to plan time off months out. I was wondering if you could talk at the success of being able to get on the boat via the wait list. That's from Brad in San Diego.
Tracy is a miracle worker when it comes to that. Tracy's our office manager. She's been with us, it's Randy's wife. She's been with us since the beginning, and she is incredible. If you have direct communication with her, if you just send an email or you book on a waiting list on a website, you've obviously got a chance of being on. But if you actually talk to Tracy and explain what your situation is, I'll tell you what really elevates your position on that wait list too is some hard cold cash.
Couple bucks. Always does the talking.
Amazing. Yeah.
Not bribing Tracy,
No,
but putting
no,
money
no,
down on the trip.
no.
It's like, yeah. Here's my deposit.
That's right. As a deposit.
Yeah.
That's
But
exactly
a
what I
bribe, maybe take her a nice
bottle of wine. Wouldn't hurt your chance of
I'm sure.
A dozen roses.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you get a deposit down. That means you're serious about it, and you'll go if the opportunity. We have this. I think the last 4 weeks has just been incredible. I cannot tell you how many last minute. This brings up 2 points. The last minute cancellations that have happened due to a broken leg.
Whatever.
Things
Emergency.
I mean, you can't believe how many cancellations we've had last minute. I mean, up to like the afternoon before a trip left. So those opportunities do come along all the time. Like, the trip is full, and a week before somebody has to pull out. So there are opportunities that happen all the time on trips that are historically full. Another point, I'm glad I brought it up. You guys get the trip cancellation insurance.
Yeah, right.
Get the insurance. Get the trip
Get it from
cancellation
Dawson.
insurance.
Yep.
It's right on our website. We don't sell it, but a third party. Back up your deposit. I do not want to take your deposit.
Right.
But if you call up
and
2 days,
it costs, you buy it from Dawson Insurance, it's $280 a year and covers every one of your trips.
it's not that expensive. And if you cancel 2 days before the trip leaves, a week before the trip leaves, and
you're covered.
Like, you're not getting your deposit back. I'm sorry. I hate to do it. It pains me, but it's like,
why should it pain you? It's their fault because they didn't buy the
can't take the
insurance.
hit.
Yeah.
We can't
No,
take the hit.
they can't
So
afford it.
and as a bummer, it's like you got $2,000 down and you lose it, man.
Yeah.
But we have to do that in the interest of preserving our business. So get the trip cancellation insurance
And buy
It
the
is
annual policy because it covers every single trip, every airline flight you take,
it's
every
epic. Man, the medevac part of it. I mean,
The medevac
I have
is
seen it firsthand. It is the coverage is absolutely incredible. It is so worth it to do it. So anyway, that's my pitch for the insurance. By the way, I don't get a kickback on that
No.
either. I want you guys to be insured. That way you don't lose your deposit if one of those things comes up in life, which again, we've had a spate of them the last 3 weeks. So
no question.
I want to drive the point home. It's worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, on the line right now, our new sponsor, Maxima Fishing Line. Chad is on the line. Good morning, Chad.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey,
Morning.
great to have
Morning.
you. And Chad, you've been in the industry for many, many years, and now you're representing one of the finest fishing lines available, and kind of a fishing line that used to be so popular in Southern California, and now it's still like number one in many parts of the United States, but we're trying to bring
push
it
is
back
coming
here.
back.
We're trying to bring her back here in Southern California, right?
That's exactly right. You know, retro is the thing these days, right? So
Yes.
we're bringing it back, a California original in the U.S.
Yeah.
We came to California, I think, in the late '60s, mid '60s. We're out of L.A. and then down out of Costa Mesa, and then for years out of Orange. So our roots are SoCal, and we got to get back there.
Yeah. So tell us about Ultra Green. Maxima Ultra Green is the product, right? What makes it that much better?
You know, the thing about Ultra Green is this sheer versatility, right? So we see it like it does really, really well in Hawaii. It does really well in the Northeast. It does outstanding anywhere you're in Alaska or BC or Pacific Northwest. If you're trout fishing with a fly rod, you see it. But then we also see it kind of blend across other fisheries and replace maybe other types of lines and do other types of things. But the biggest thing, it's just the consistency and the durability and the forgiveness of the line. It has that shock resistance that guys want. It has just the right amount of stretch, just the right amount of durability. It's a very forgiving line to work with. And that's why it's always been sort of that benchmark that other lines are kind of measured against, especially in places like where I'm at up in the PNW.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. And the shock resistance. So it comes in three colors, but why the Ultra Green versus the clear versus the blue?
I think the biggest thing for a lot of anglers is the softness of it, but yet the abrasion resistance. So when you're talking about, hey, I need a line that I've got to be able to tie. My fingers are cut up. I got fish line. I got blood. All these things that are happening, especially in your guys' fisheries when I've been down there, where it is mayhem and going off, and I need something that I can get on right now and make it happen. The softness in that line lends to how those knots cinch down. And then the line itself, with the way that Maxima's formulated the monofilament, if you will, at the structural level, it has that ability to take that violent head shake or that violent shock and then recoil back into position, but maintain that soft exterior. So it's actually a really advanced line when you really break it down to what it is. It's been around a long time, and again, that's why I come back to it's kind of a benchmark piece for us up here.
For sure. Okay, 35-pound Maxima Ultra Green. 35.
That's the Pete line.
That is the line, right? I mean, that stuff down here for yellowtail. Are you kidding me? Fish that 35-pound instead of 30, it might make the difference between getting that big yellow on the boat or not, right?
Absolutely. And it's surprising because we do a lot of 35-pound down there. I mean, I see it. I think I saw orders come in today. It's we're always sending 35 down there. It's that nice tweener size. It's the right diameter. You know, that line behaves the way the guys want it to in the water. The fish, whatever lure they're fishing, and it seems to be, again, that happy medium that nobody kind of fills that niche like that.
Yeah. So you do have 25, 30, 35, 40,
Absolutely.
the whole gambit there, 50, yep. All the way up to what?
300.
300,
believe it or not,
for leader,
literally 1 through 300.
Wow,
all the way up. Ultra Green, we do in every size because of its sheer popularity.
Is Ultra Green the most popular of the three colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. By far.
Yeah.
By far. Yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I have a good Maxima story. The trip I was just relating to, where we were float tubing up in this alpine lake in Montana on Monday, and I was with Greg Stotesbury, and we were catching a lot of fish. It was really good. We found the fly that they wanted to eat, and Greg is getting bit. Exact same fly, exact same setup, same area. There was only two of us on this little lake. That was it. And Greg's getting bit like 2-1 to me. It was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What's it? So I went over there. I go, how long's your leader? Okay, same size leader, same length leader, same size, everything, 4 pound. Greg's got Ultra Green on. I have fluorocarbon. the only difference. I'm just saying, right? I mean,
it's got to be something.
It's got to be something.
Did you switch to Ultra Green to confirm?
I did not because I didn't have it. I didn't have anything. I didn't have it.
He wasn't willing to part with one little piece.
Yeah,
Like,
we were kind of in the moment, right? what the heck were you using, right? But, I mean, you think fluorocarbon, it's like you got it, right? But just saying, right?
Yeah.
Next time I go up there, I'm fishing Ultra Green. Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, guys, fluorocarbon has a place and a purpose, and it works really, really well. When you look at the actual math and the refraction difference, it's so different.
Interesting. Yeah, never would have thought that. So where can we? Most important thing is where can we find Maxima Ultra Green?
So you're going to be able to find it in most of your tackle shops down there are going to have it in Ultra Green, and then like Turner's carries it. Obviously Bass Pro, Sportsman's Warehouse, all those big guys have it. Depending on where you're coming out of, you can find it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you're going to start to see it hopefully in more of the local tackle shops here in the near future.
Absolutely. We're signing people back up all the time, so we definitely are going to see it.
Taking a more aggressive approach on getting it back into the market. Maxima Fishing Line. All right. Well, Chad, keep up the great work. I know Mike Lum's your rep down here, and he's working hard, making sure that everybody knows about it and gets bit. But I can't wait to get some of that 35-pound on my reel and go to the Coronado Islands.
Right on.
All righty. Chad, thanks for joining us. Appreciate that.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Talking more fishing, talking more Royal Star, talking more of this great action. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on Southern California Sport Fishing Voice, the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live.
What color is the Ultra?
Even the biggest tuna can become line shy. That's why Seaguar has introduced Big Game Gold Label leader coils. Seaguar's Big Game Gold Label is a thinner yet stronger 100% fluorocarbon leader. That means it's less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates on leader shy fish. It helps if you fool and then catch the monsters of the sea. With exceptional knot and tensile strength, this advanced leader material is now available in 100 to 200 pound leader coils. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at seaguar.com. Make reliability a reality when you choose the power of a new Yamaha outboard during Yamaha's Real Reliability Sales Event. From now until May 31st, 2026, purchase a new, eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection. Looking for a lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $500 in dealer credit. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends May 31st, 2026, subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 to 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty for select motors. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Time to talk about great gear from Shimano. We got the guys that use the gear right here. And Duke, tell us what's your Shimano rig for big bluefin tuna?
Big bluefin tuna. Nighttime, I like those Talica 40s. They're nice and they're
new
big,
40,
but they have a lot of drag. They hold plenty of line, and they're really comfortable to fish with. You get plenty of leverage on them. And I always say I'd rather fish bigger than smaller.
Yeah,
just in case.
You got anytime bluefin on a TAC 40, he's in real trouble.
Yep, he's coming in.
Yeah, any size.
That's all I care about.
That is
I care about
such
the
a
photo
great
at the
size.
end.
I mean, they almost made that reel for Southern California, right? That 40.
They did, didn't they?
Yep.
Well, you
Yeah,
would think,
40
right?
and the 50.
Yeah. But it's such a perfect size because the 50's an
It's
internal
big.
reel, but that 40's like compact.
Skinny
almost,
does,
right?
wash your hands better.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
it's
like
nice.
I said, man, you hook one of those things, you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, for sure. Check it out. The Talica 40 at your local Shimano dealer. Get one.
Hi, this is Christy Wheeler with Dawson and Associates Insurance, your full-service agency specializing in boat insurance, including charter, commercial, and personal use boats, business insurance, and travel insurance. We work hard to get you the most coverage for the best prices and guarantee the lowest rates available on all the travel plans we offer. So give us a call today at Dawson and Associates Insurance at 619-460-5615 for a free quote today.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, Elgato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here with the boys this morning. If you want to get through, it has been a very busy morning. Keep those texts rolling in. Still plenty of time. And again, texting the show, it's only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Yeah, for sure. And lots of good texts. On the texts are like a lot. You guys are popular.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people watching, a lot of people
Yeah.
listening right now. And yeah.
I thought I had a great one that I wanted to read. It says, good morning, Captains Tim and Duke. My question is coming from the private boater side. I was wondering if you guys could give me a hand with your opinion. When approaching a kelp and having limited bait capacity, do you guys like chumming? Should we try chunk bait, 1s and 2 sardines? How do you go at something with a limited amount of bait but stay as productive as possible?
Well, think about it this way. Not every single kelp is going to have a million fish on it. Most of your kelps are going to have anywhere from, I'd call 1 to 20 game fish on it that are what we'd call taggable, nice sized, when it's that time of year. So if you're throwing 15 sardines out and there's 15 fish on that kelp, okay, that's 15 baits that are gone that fish has already ate. So that limits your chances of catching one of those 15 fish that's already out there. So I don't think it's a necessity to throw bait. Obviously, sometimes when there's some fish that are on the kelps and you want to get them in the mood, we have the bait capacity so we can throw a little bit. But even us, most of the time, we don't go heavy on our chum at all. There's just no point because, like I said, most of the time there isn't very much fish on those kelps. So if you can get away with just pulling up downwind of the kelp, casting your bait out, most of the time you're going to get a bite right away because that's the only bait that they see.
Nice.
That's how I would go about it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I'll tell you guys something honestly about the chumming thing. The majority of time, not all, because obviously chumming does work. It'll get them fired up. But the majority of the time, chumming makes them boil more.
Yep.
It doesn't make them bite more. But, you get the surface show, boil, but, you know, you get a lot of boils. But
part of the excitement.
Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to hook more.
Gonna bite
and I've seen it with my own eyes. I think I've told you guys this story. We used to jump over the side during the daytime when it was calm. And so I jump over. There's tuna boiling around. Oh, boil here, boil. It's just a nice big one, 150 pounds. I dive down there. I swear to God, you guys, for 10 minutes, 5 minutes in particular, I sat and I watched this one fish boil 30 times, man.
Right.
You would have thought there was a school down
Sure.
there. This guy is just like, ooh,
Same
there's one
fish.
over there, swims around, boom, he gets it over there, swims over there, boom.
Just clean it up.
So funny.
Oh, he was having a day, man.
But it was one.
It was the same fish, yeah.
Guys on the deck are screaming, there's tons under it.
Fish everywhere. Yeah, but
One.
you know what he didn't eat? He didn't eat a hooked bait because, man, he was just stoked chasing all those other ones around. So, if we'd have backed
That's
it off
funny.
a little bit, and we did. I was like, man, back it off. It's the same fish, and Kevin Leone hooked him. I watched the fish. He's like swam by, and I didn't even see him eat the bait. I just saw him like stop and shook his head. I looked up at Leone.
Oh, that's great.
That's a classic.
That's a cool story.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, a lot of times you're just chumming to watch. You want to watch a show, great, but you're not going to hook any more fish because of it.
Yeah.
That's a good
So
take.
don't over chum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't even chum on those kelps.
Sometimes like why chum?
If they're hungry, they're going to eat.
They are
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey,
cool.
Larry in El Cajon has a question about Chad and his comment there. He says, "Good morning, love the show. Glad to hear Maxima line is coming back. As my favorite line for years. Caught many first bluefin on a 30-pound Maxima green jig aboard on a Master 500 aboard the Vagabond in 1992. Wow, that's dating it back. Also, I've used a lot of the Maxima Crystal over the years, Crystal Ivory. Wondering if they're bringing that back too. Yeah, they have it in crystal, they have it in blue, and then they have the green too. So all three there. And yeah, like you said, you can get it at Turner's Outdoorsman right now, but soon they'll have it kind of all over the place here in Southern California.
I remember how strong Maxima used to be, and
everybody was
really
using
stood out.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, because it was it, man. Maxima green, just don't get hung on the bottom with Maxima. Like unbreakable.
It's called German ingenuity, right?
Like 20 turns around your arm, spinning circles, driving away in a skiff, and you still can't break it.
Yeah. Well, glad they're kind of, and like it says, in Pacific Northwest and Montana, every store has it, but down here, it just kind of disappeared. So our job is to kind of help them bring it back.
I gotta say, we could help out with that, man.
Yeah,
throw a few spools our way,
man.
On
the Royal Star.
I want to get a little test drive.
There
man.
you go.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
We tell people, people come into the tackle store with new product all the time. You guys should carry this. You should. Like the first thing we say is exactly that, man. That our shop believes in what our fleet does and catches and recommends. Like we recommend what we hear from Duke. If Duke comes in the shop and like, man, we crushed them on this thing. That's the thing that our boys behind the counter recommend, and vice versa. If we hear like, man, guys were using brand X and we had all kinds of failures, that's what that's what we make our decisions on when we add and when we don't. And
get it on the boat.
Totally, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we can, and I can personally attest to that. A few different products over the years, but I won't weigh in on anything until we test drive it, and not just once. Like we give it a good test run. I can remember one product in particular. Yeah, these are great. We're gonna put a few in the boat. We maybe you can add. And I was like, nah, let's just try a few. And I mean, like the first one, fish on thing just exploded. You know what I'm talking about. They're better now. That first run was rough.
Yeah, but the thing is about a product like Maxima, it's been proven.
That's what I'm excited about. Yeah, exactly. We all know how good it is.
But the whole key is they've got to get it. They've got to get it on the boats in your guys' hand and say,
for sure.
Yeah, man, this is as good as it used to be.
Here's the big difference. Tim knows how good it is. Duke doesn't. You know what I mean? Like,
never even heard of it.
There's a generation of guys that like are gonna get to, gonna put it through its paces again, and no question, it's gonna rise right back up to the top. It's a really, really good mono.
Yeah, if they make it available.
Totally. Hey, I had a fun text. It says, Tim, I know you've talked in the past, and I have seen it firsthand about your love of surface iron yellowtail fishing. With all the yellowtail, I'm excited to get back into it. I was wondering, one, Duke, do you feel the same way about surface iron yellowtail? And can you guys give me a recommendation on a favorite rig? I'm looking to up my surface iron game.
Ooh, I love surface iron yellowtail fishing. I mean, every Southern California fisherman, if you don't like surface iron yellowtail fishing, then you haven't been fishing, because it's completely unique. You will not experience it anywhere else. And the amount of times that we see our class of fishermen, the Southern California guys, go down somewhere else, where that's Puerto Vallarta, Florida, and they're fishing surface iron because it's so much fun. We see it everywhere now. But if I were to recommend an outfit for surface iron fishing, you have to know kind of how good you are at casting before you really generate what kind of rod that you want. So you need to feel around and kind of base it off your experiences with different poles. I always tell everyone to start off with like an 8 or 9 foot pole. That way you have a lot more stability with the rod, as opposed to a giant 10 foot or an 11 foot jig rod, where you have very little control with the rod tip, and you don't know necessarily where that jig's going because it's so heavy and there's so much weight to move. Whereas you have an 8 or a 9 foot pole and you have a lot more control of where that jig's going to go. You might not necessarily get as much distance on it, but you're going to have more control. It's going to be a lot safer casting that outfit. As far as the reel, Trinidad 20A, Trinidad 16A, Daiwa Saltiga 35, Daiwa Saltiga 40, something in that frame, something star drag that's got a light spool and has a medium-sized gear ratio is generally the best reel to go with your jig rod, and then 40 or 50 pound monofilament on top of that.
And how much monofilament?
I go full of monofilament, maybe a tiny bit of spectre backing, like maybe 100 yards of spectre backing, and the rest is monofilament. Because you want that stretch with a surface iron. It's not like a bait fish, or just in general, monofilament's really gonna help you out when you hook a fish, when you're casting the line out, because you're gonna have backlashes. Everyone backlashes, and that spectre, most of the time when you cast that stuff out, it's so stiff, it's not forgiving. You're gonna be backlashing that stuff 3 times to 1 compared to that monofilament, where You can lay it on the reel. It's nice and comfortable when you cast it. It doesn't bind up as much because it's a little bit thicker than that Spectre, and it's a lot more manageable.
What about yo-yo fishing?
Couldn't agree more with all that.
thing?
That's
Same
awesome.
thing. Same thing. I fish a
Need
lot
that
of mono.
stretch, huh?
It's not a need, but it's a lot more comfortable fishing with that monofilament, and you can get away with so much more. You know, if you lose a little bit of tension on that fish with monofilament, you have the stretch there. That mono is still stretching down there 80, 100 feet down, as opposed to the Spectre where everything's connected, and once you lose that tension, boom, it's gone. Or, you know, you have a not a very good connection knot down there, and it's so tight, bam, it's gone.
Yeah.
Whereas mono, it's just a direct tie to that jig, you're good to go.
CalStar has come such a long way in recent times too, with the blends of materials and surface iron rods.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
the new 90J is way better for surface iron fishing and it's that perfect happy medium again, where it's not a 10-footer, it's not an 8-footer. That thing is like, you know, and I just used one last trip, and
90 to 95 too.
Yeah, they've modified
Yeah,
whatever the blend is. It used to be a lot stiffer. It's closer to, you know, my old favorite now.
Yeah.
Like those things they're very effective. They're the bomb.
There's no denying how good and easy casting an all fiberglass rod is, but graphite has so much better like fish killing properties. It's got more lift, and it's you know, it's a little snappier. But a rod that's got too much of it, you line drive your jigs all the time and you pull hooks with it. They have rods now that have a much higher percentage of fiberglass, but still have the graphite. You know, the graphite's at the lower end of the rod that helps you with the lift. Like they have done, it has come a long, long way. And you know, there's
a reason, because Chris rides the Royal Star. How often is he? Like he's having his own stateroom down there with his name on it and stuff like that.
Yeah, 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah,
He's working with us too, because we try out all this stuff. I mean, all of our guys, we have guys that are hook and hand and fish and fishing when we don't have as many anglers at the rail. Of course, we're going to fish and cast a rod out. So we can test all this stuff, whether it's a jigging rod, a jig stick, a bait pole, a heavy rod for the kite, a trolling outfit. All of it we have tested.
And some of this new stuff that
100%.
CalStar's coming out
that
with.
95J, we tried it last year. Like we had it before anyone else. So we are a big role in how that rod feels. And we love it.
They'll bring down the prototypes and just, he knows we like get the feedback, and this is, hey, you add a little more here, add a little more. And like I said, on the old 90J used to be a club, and those things are not now. They're a legit surface iron machine.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're killing it.
He always tells us to break them.
Yeah, that was my favorite. My favorite was when they were.
Have you ever broke one?
No, those hybrids. I pulled on some big ones, and I really did pull like a lot of drag and a lot of pull. It was that jigging reel.
Chris had so much fun coming into the shop showing us. You know, he's like, "Well, we think we got it nailed. Check this out." And he turns his phone over, and there's pictures of the boys like physically trying to and like. I mean, just rod doubled over as much as you could, and they said just came right up.
Yeah,
came
all
right
the way
up,
to the reel.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah, that's what I said.
The
butt cap was bending.
Really? There's a picture of me, and the whole entire rod's a U. Yeah, like I'm telling you, there's a lot of drag on it. 300 pound. Yeah, try.
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
That's crazy. Hey, Dennis in Canyon Country says, "Hey, Tim and Duke, what knot do you recommend for fishing cow tuna using a 130-pound fluorocarbon and a sardine?"
5-turn trialing.
5-turn
for the hook or the connection?
Let's go both.
Okay, for the connection, if you don't have a wind on, an FG knot is going to be your best bet because it goes to the guides very nice and it's smooth. And then as far as tying to your hook, either a crimpet or a 5-turn trialing. No other knot.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
I learned the 5-turn trialing on the
it just doesn't hold up.
It's bulletproof.
Yeah,
and once you get it down, it's pretty easy knot.
Yeah,
but you got to make sure that they don't cross, right?
Right.
No.
Yeah, low profile too.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, man. We've talked about this before. The ringed hooks, which are fine, but those 5-turn trialing knots do not tighten down all that well on the ring. If it's just a regular hook, has that nice smooth eye where it evenly distributes it. When it's got the ring, those things are a little bit abrasive, and you'll see when you go to cinch it down that it'll like burns the line or it scores it. You know, I mean, you really have to almost like dip it in a bait tank and tighten it up in water if you're using those rings, at least the majority of the way. So just a little side note, but that 5-turn trialing, I totally agree. I mean, that thing's It's the only knot I use, and it doesn't fail. We've done it a million times up there in the line tester machine, and the line fails before the knot does. That's a perfect knot.
Yeah.
It's so nice and small. If you're having to tie 130 pound like he's talking about, I mean, I love a San Diego knot. I fish a San Diego knot for just about everything. But you do a San Diego knot with 130 pound, that thing's a 3/4 of an inch long.
Oh yeah, and these guys are double San Diegos that is literally the size of this microphone. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I had another fun text come through. Good morning, guys. I've recently had fish from the Royal Star RSW. I can say without question, still to this day, it is the very best in the fleet. Good job on your fish care and handling. You guys do the absolute best.
That's our pride.
Yeah.
It 100% is. And it's, we don't add salt. We take pride in every single fish, whether that's a rockfish, whether it's a mackerel, a tuna, a yellowtail. It does not matter. Everything is spiked, bled, flushed out, and instantly thrown in that well. And that's every single one of us in that crew. It doesn't matter where they came from. We have 3 new guys this year, and every single one of them is completely on board, and they're right into that system.
And no matter how big the tuna and the yellowtail,
Doesn't matter.
nothing. Everything gets spiked, bled.
Yeah.
Flushed
We're
out.
catching little tiny ones the last day. I mean, we might not flesh out every single tuna, but for the majority of the time now, I mean, Duke is they've gone into even the 12 pounders get dressed out.
Every single one of them.
And how about Gillen got it?
Yeah,
the 12 pounder?
Well, we're so fast at it, and it's not
Yeah.
hard. Like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, back in the old days, you put a tag on it, you
That's
throw it in a
huge.
kill box. It's just lazy.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of perspective does it put on an angler when you see a crew member, he puts a tag on the fish and he just throws it away? Just like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
Makes a difference.
And you
I
see
mean,
us
makes a
back
big
there, we're down and dirty, getting down and dirty with every single one of those fish, whether it's me, Jackson, whether it's him. We're all gilling gutting back there. It's quick. If you're good at it, you know where the knife moves. It's fast.
That's why they do what they do. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's got themselves that full AFCO care package. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. The Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live.
Hey, this is Captain Benny Florentino, owner-operator of Coastal Charters. Just want to announce that I'll be running the Camus 26 hybrid boat from West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. Hybrid being a center console with bay boat features. The boat features a Michael Peters stepped hull that'll give both myself and my guests a comfortable, dry ride. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa will be carrying the 26 hybrid, 28 hybrid, and also a 34 cat. Heck, they even have some great looking bass boats. But if you have any other questions, feel free to call Nick Kelly or Kyle Mesa at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa, and we'll see you on the water.
Take it from Captain Benny Florentino. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa is your source for Camus boats, as well as Parker boats, Yamaha outboards, and now Mercury outboards. Sales and service, the finest you can find. Go see Nick and the guys at West Coast Marine on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check westcoastmarine.com.
I believe there is no doubt that the finest sport fishing in the world starts right here in San Diego. This is Captain Frank Lepresti. Our fleet of long-range boats and crew are unmatched, and the Royal Polaris and Shogun are right at the top of the list. Captain Jonathan Yamati and his crew aboard the Royal Polaris are considered to be the finest long-range vessel in the world. From summer bluefin, yellowtail, and wahoo to giant yellowfin tuna, our record is unmatched. The Shogun, under the direction of Captain Rene Monteagudo, has become one of the most popular long-range boats in the fleet. This big, wide, solid riding vessel has gained a reputation for catching fish and treating their customers to an epic vacation on the water. I am so proud of Jonathan, Rene, and the crews on both the Royal Polaris and Shogun, as they have helped me keep the reputation of the premier vessels in the long-range fleet. Come see for yourself. Book a trip on the Royal Polaris or Shogun today. Check RoyalPolarisSportFishing.com or ShogunSportFishing.com, or call Monica or Jen in the office at 619-226-8030.
Ford is celebrating our country's 250th anniversary with big savings for you. Employee pricing is back at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. You pay what we pay across the full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. We're here for those who build America, those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay for tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come? If that's who you are, you value what we value, and you should pay what we pay. Now get employee pricing across the Ford lineup. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
Make reliability a reality when you choose the power of a new Yamaha outboard during Yamaha's Real Reliability Sales Event. From now until May 31st, 2026, purchase a new, eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection. Looking for a lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $500 in dealer credit. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends May 31st, 2026, subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 to 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty for select motors. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup.
We're gonna have a challenge. We're gonna have a challenge here: the old versus the new, and the Gill and Gut here. I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it was
we're gonna have to have a little
already,
challenge. Like
he's already done all that.
Been there, done that, huh?
A million times.
Let them just knock themselves out.
It was some hard talk about who's faster, the younger or the previous man. I was staying far away from that one.
For sure.
It's time to find out who's got the big win. Duke, do us the honors, flip that prize coin. We'll see if we have a caller or a texter winning this killer AFCO package today.
It's a texter.
There it is. Texter, congratulations. Duffy in Long Beach, you are going to be hyped on that new AFCO set. Congratulations, buddy.
Great job, guys.
Fun.
Congratulations, Duke, on your ownership and captain's license and all that good stuff. And Tim, if somebody wants to climb aboard the Royal Star, what do we do?
Call Tracy, Royal Star Sport Fishing, 619-224-4764. Go on the website, royalstarsportfishing.com. You can book on our online platform there. Peruse the website, follow along on the daily narrative. We post a report every day. And then Instagram.
Royal_Star Sport Fishing. We do basically weekly report or an update, short video featuring all the trips and combined
It's a
what
great
we catch,
follow.
what the anglers
You're
are
doing a
experiencing,
great job with that.
food, what we
really
see up in the
good.
wheelhouse, our perspective on things, how big the schools are. So it's really neat. It's very unique.
Keep it up. Hey, tomorrow on Let's Talk Hookup, Rick will be on his way to Sitka, but Wayne will be in here with me tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. We'll have Bob Hoos from Costa here. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. right back here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Sweet job, boys. That was fun.
Time to go fishing.
Yeah, go get them, dude.